of all, it's a
Yeah.
drop in the bucket. You shouldn't have cast her. She's a problem. She's a problem.
Yeah. She's definitely a
She should
problem.
never be on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives again.
Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Lori.
We thought we would jump on here today and talk about The Bachelorette and Taylor Frankie Paul and Dakota. It's all that's all over social media. Like, that is the story.
It's a dumpster fire.
It's a dumpster fire.
It's a dumpster fire.
So I have never watched The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. And I had intentions of watching The Bachelorette, and right after the Oscars, there was like the premiere where Taylor went to the mansion and she met a bunch of former bachelorettes and they gave her advice. And I was like, oh, this looks good. Like, let me watch this. So I watched it. Did either of you watch that?
No, I did not watch it.
I didn't even know it was on.
Okay.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah. I didn't know until after the Oscars, and then I just looked it up on Hulu because you were able to watch it on Hulu. And season 4 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives came out recently, and I'm on episode 6 of that. And this is right now, episode 6 is 4 weeks before she goes to start filming The Bachelorette.
So at this point on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, she knows she's going to do The Bachelor, and so does everybody else.
Everybody else knows, yes, because she found out, I think she found out at the reunion, the season 3 reunion, when they found out they were going to do Dancing with the Stars. And episode 5, they just premiered Dancing with the Stars. So they're all in LA on episode 5. And like I said, I'm just starting 6. And her and Dakota are broken up. But also, I just found this out. So you guys you only watched season 1, correct?
Yeah, we only watched season 1.
Okay. So in season 2, they went to Vanderpump Villa, the ladies. A couple of the ladies went to Vanderpump Villa. And it was Jesse, Demi, Jen, and Layla, I believe. And there was a whole big thing about Marciano and
I saw
this
that
whole big thing, right? So I watched that, and I watched that on Vanderpump Villa. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched the part with them. Well, on this season of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, the men now came up with their own thing. They're calling it Dad Talk. And the men were invited to Vanderpump Villa, but now it's in England. It's in England. So Dakota goes to Vanderpump Villa, even though he shouldn't even be there because they're not together, right?
Yeah.
But he's part of Dad Talk now.
Well, I think he's father of one of their kids.
Yeah, but I think
Her
he's
kid,
got his own agenda also.
Yeah, I do think he has his own agenda. I definitely think that. So the guys just got back from Vanderpump Villa, and Taylor found out that he slept with somebody there because he told her, because she asked him the information. And she said, I want to know all the details. Tell me everything. Oh, it kind of turns me on. And then she gets the information and she goes psycho. Like, you saw the video from 2023 where she's just throwing stuff and acting like a lunatic.
So at the end of season 1, we saw the video of her on the porch talking to the cops because the neighbors called the cops. That's all we saw up until right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what was just released is what happened prior to her speaking to the cop on the porch.
Yes.
What led up to the neighbors calling, right?
I believe
so. Yes, because if you watch the video, you can see it's Dakota that is taking the video. He's holding his phone and recording it.
Yeah.
So my thought is, obviously, Dakota is the one who leaked this. That's how this video came out. And just 3 weeks ago, there was another issue where the police were called, where she attacked him. And she's still on probation from the other incident in 2023 where she pled guilty.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not
It's
good.
not
So
good.
supposedly now the father of the 2 kids from the first marriage,
Her first marriage, yeah.
has custody of the children. So then there's always this question of, okay, so why didn't Dakota release that video in the very beginning?
So
And then
yeah.
I think to myself, well, maybe it's a case where his lawyer said, look, I know this video is damaging and blah, 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 but she's going to mess up again because that's just how these things go. So maybe just hold on to it, and maybe when something else happens, you'll have like the double whammy, and then we can just get her done.
I mean, that's a possibility. I will say Dakota just got custody of their son today. He got custody of their son, and the other dad has the custody of the other two children. Did either of you watch Tell Me Lies?
No.
So Tell Me Lies was this series, I think it was on Netflix, and there's a character in there. It goes on for like 6 seasons, but there's this character in there, Steven, who is kind of diabolical like Dakota and has this video evidence of another player in the show, and he holds on to it for 3 years and then all of a sudden releases it. Like he holds it over her head and says that, he blackmails her with it, and then finally he gives it to her and then he releases it. I really feel like kind of Dakota, this is what he did. Like he waited until she's about to premiere The Bachelorette. He didn't want her to go to begin with. If you watch them in season 4, they have a very toxic relationship. You can actually see, though, he really does love her. He does love her, but she's a disaster. She's an absolute disaster.
I think they both are. And I don't know if either of you saw this, but a spokesperson for her told Page Six, this is a spokesperson for Taylor, told Page Six, Taylor is very grateful for ABC's support as she prioritizes her family's safety and security. After years of silently suffering extensive mental and physical abuse, as well as threats of retaliation, Taylor is finally gaining the strength to face her accuser and taking steps to ensure that she and her children are protected from any further harm. There are too many women who are suffering in silence as they survive aggressive, jealous ex-partners who refuse to let them move on with their lives. They add, Taylor has remained silent out of fear of further abuse, retaliation, and public shaming. She is currently exploring all of her options, seeking support, and preparing to own and share her story. Now, I agree that there are way too women in this world who are suffering from domestic violence. I don't want to say anything wrong here. I don't want to say anything wrong.
So basically,
her behavior doesn't typically exhibit
someone who's been abused. That's what you're trying to say.
Maybe not, because maybe he has mentally manipulated her. That I believe 100%. I believe that they have both mentally manipulated
each
other.
Yes.
But she's clearly very violent in that video. Just for a minute, imagine if that were a man. Now, we all saw what happened to Mike from Shaws of Sunset when that video was released of he and his ex-fiancée, Paulina. That was it. Mike was off the show. Mike was off of Bravo. Mike was never heard from again. It's a very similar video. I'm not taking away the fact that Dakota may have been physical with her as well at some point.
Right.
But that video is solid proof that she's been physical with him. Whether it's self-defense, I don't know. But there was a baby in that room, and the baby got injured.
Yeah. I mean, putting aside even injured, that you would have an altercation like that in front of a child is the first ding, 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 ding. There's a big problem for both of you, because someone, namely him, if she was in that state, he should have walked away.
I totally 100% agree with you. I understand the value of recording someone's bad behavior, especially if you're in a domestic relationship with them. But your child was there. Put the fucking phone down and get the kid out of there.
Right. Get the kid out of there.
And any one of us would have done that.
That wasn't his child.
Right.
Well, that wasn't their child together?
But you could have put the phone down and just left, though.
No matter whose kid it is.
Right.
That's
that wasn't
interesting,
his
though. I didn't
child.
know it wasn't their kid. Okay.
No,
But it
that wasn't
doesn't
his
matter whose
child.
kid it was. Get the kid out of
No.
there.
It doesn't matter. And I'm not, listen, I don't condone violence ever, whether it's
Of course.
right, whether it's emotional violence or physical violence, right? But I do believe, this is my true belief, like they both have serious mental health issues, both of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they both have trauma. She did talk a little bit about the trauma from her biological father. She's been talking about it, and she was just recently talking about it on the episode I'm watching, that he, she didn't have a relationship with him. He didn't want to be a part of her life. He didn't want anything to do with her. So she felt this abandonment. And she talks about this too. They're both going to therapy, but they need to heal themselves before
Yes.
they could ever consider a relationship. And unfortunately,
Absolutely.
even her friends, every one of her friends on a Mom Talk is telling her that she is self-sabotaging this Bachelorette. She's self-sabotaging. I mean, she slept with in LA when they were out there for the premiere of Dancing with the Stars. Dakota came out. They're like, why is he here? Why is he here? She invited a DJ to come over to the house. They're all staying at the same house in LA. She invites this DJ to come over. I forget his name. And she did it to piss him off. She did it. She said, I did it to make him jealous and piss him off. And he's like, she did this to piss me off. And they're outside talking to each other. And Dakota is like bonding with this guy. And then Dakota and Taylor start fighting in front of him. And Dakota's like, I'm going to cry. And he's like, I'm going to cry. Like, this is crazy, like what I'm going through. And you could see like the look on this guy's face, like this like innocent person who comes into this situation. And the other women are like, we are so numb to this because they see this all the time with Dakota and Taylor. They fight, they get back together.
It's like a middle school or high school relationship that has not
ever evolved
evolved.
further than that.
Right.
Yes.
On top of physically abusive people, both of them, because they're
Yeah,
both
it's crazy.
Yeah. So that same night that she's there bringing this other guy over, and she brings up that he was at the villa and he slept with somebody and those two are arguing, she sleeps with him. The next morning they
the
find him
other
in bed
guy,
with him.
not Dakota, the other guy.
No, Dakota. No, she sleeps with Dakota.
The night before she's supposed to leave for the Bachelorette.
She slept with Dakota.
See, part of me does think that this was a big FU to her. Like, you're not getting the Bachelorette.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yes, I think that he held
I
on
agree
to
with
this.
that. Yes,
I think he held on to this.
the other
Like,
side of it.
You
know?
asked. Yeah.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, I'm Sam.
And I'm Hollis. We're the hosts of She's in the Weeds. We're best friends who love talking pop culture, unpacking the messy parts, the fun parts, and most importantly, the parts that inform our ideas about being a woman.
We get in the weeds on the culture that shaped our girlhood and follows us into adulthood, examining what it teaches us about self-worth, agency, and identity.
Come for the hot takes, stay for the bestie banter.
New episodes Wednesdays, wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm sorry, but these networks were well aware of this woman and her antics, basically.
Listen, it gets some ratings. Look, we're doing a stupid podcast on it. It,
You're right.
They see it as a dollar sign.
We are literally part of the problem.
Yes, and our podcast is not stupid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying.
Our topic is.
Yeah. Yeah. But these networks, you knew who she was. I don't want to hear boo-hoo, you're going to lose all this money. Because first of all,
it's a dumb idea
in the bucket. You shouldn't have cast her.
Right.
She's
it was a dumb
problem.
idea to have
She's
her
a
on
problem.
anyway.
Yeah. She's definitely a problem.
She should never be on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives again. She shouldn't. And I know she's a key player on that show. I know she's probably the biggest one, but
she is. Yeah, she is.
At some point, people have to face consequences, right?
But I mean, we've seen this time and again with people with, bad behavior, illegal behavior, and they're still on there, do. And you know what I think is really weird about this whole Taylor thing? She's still posting away.
Right now.
That's what I mean.
Still posting away.
There's no humility. Listen, take everything else away. Again, women who are in relationships and suffer from, domestic violence, my heart breaks for you. And I hope you, find help, and maybe we can post some, links. She's part of the
Yeah,
problem.
definitely.
She is
Absolutely.
proven to be part of the problem.
She's part of the
There
problem.
are innocent women out there in domestic violence situations who are not part of the problem, who are true victims.
Yes.
Well, and because she has the means to get herself out of this, right? She has the means.
Absolutely.
And, last season, season 3, she did take time to go to like a wellness, like she missed a trip. She went to like a wellness retreat for a couple weeks, and she had Dakota watch her son. And I guess the other father watched the other kids. And she did go, she said, to take care of her mental health. But like you said, Lori, she's still posting right now. So why did her family not sit her down and say, listen, we're doing an intervention. Like, you need to go someplace. I'm taking your phone.
Right.
I mean, I know she's an adult. And she's got free will, but somebody has to have her back. And I feel like she doesn't have anyone who's going to be there for her and say, this is enough. Like, you need to stop. Take her phone away.
I remember at some point, I don't know if I was still watching the show or not, but I remember seeing on social media, I guess she had some kind of conversation with her stepfather, and people were like, I would never let my stepfather talk to me like that. Now, I don't know how long this guy's been in her life, but she said herself, I believe, like she wasn't the easiest kid to deal with growing up.
Right.
So this guy's probably had it. And let's not forget, the reason this show got the notoriety it did and the interest it did is because some of these women were swingers with each other's husbands. And she was
Taylor's the
one
one
of
who
them.
outed it. She outed
Exactly.
it.
And she outed it. So not only did she do it, but and I'm sure that all of these issues go back to the fact that her father abandoned her and she has serious abandonment issues. And that's probably exactly where this all stems from. But she wanted to be famous, and to become famous, she outed all of her friends for swinging. Basically, that's how I took it. Like, she wanted this show to pop off, which it did. It worked. But at the
I don't think
price
she was
of
that
what?
calculated. No, she
I
wasn't that
do.
calculated. Oh, no, she's not that smart. I mean, listen, I do
think
like her.
she is. I think
No,
she
she's
is.
not. She's not. She's really not. Taylor serves Taylor. Everything she does is for herself. She put it out there because it was already out there, and she wanted the narrative to come from her. She's the one
But
who
they had
did
already
live.
filmed the show, didn't they?
No. She got the show after this.
That's why they filmed the show.
Well,
nobody's going to do a show about a bunch of Mormon wives who go on TikTok. The kicker was that they were swingers.
Right.
That's how they got the show.
That
was the hook.
That was a hook. That was what, that was a line that was thrown out there that reeled everybody in.
That was definitely a hook.
Who gives a shit? Yeah.
Right.
But
you're just another reality show.
Prior to them getting The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, they were very financially successful doing the TikToks.
With their TikTok shit.
Yeah.
With their brand deals.
Individually getting brand deals. Right.
And as a group, both. Individually and as a group. They were, all of the women were financially supporting their families. Every single one of them. Every single one of those mom talkers were financially supporting their family.
I mean, they were renting a completely separate house to do their recordings. That wasn't a house that any of them lived in. And that was a nice house.
Right. As a matter of fact, the episode that I just finished watching in LA, Jessie wasn't there. She showed up later because she was in New York for the virtual reality when she won the Boss Babe award that we were at.
We were there?
Yes. So she came back
that her husband filed divorce, Jessie.
Yes. And if you watch this season 4, that's like that writing is on the wall. Like that marriage is over. It's over. Like, yeah. So I mean, and Jessie's already successful. So that's the other thing with her husband filing a divorce. Let's just bring that up real quick. So Jessie's very successful with her hair extensions and her salon. So that's franchised. That's all her. So she had a prenup. She thought she was going to be okay, but then she showed it to her lawyer and it didn't have a witness. It doesn't have a witness. Her prenup doesn't have a witness, so she didn't do it properly.
For goodness sake. You go through all that and get something drawn up and then.
I mean, in New
Yes.
Jersey, can't you just, in New Jersey, I think you could have just had it like notarized by somebody, right? I mean, I would imagine that would be enough.
Yeah. I don't know, but when she brought it to her attorney, she thought she would be okay. And then she found out she wasn't going to be okay. It hasn't played out yet on this season, but I feel like it's going to at the end because we know that he filed for divorce. And, I don't know. She has done the work. Like, she was successful in her own business. She built it on her own prior to the Mom Talk, prior to Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Like, she was a businesswoman. She still is.
Yeah. And who knows what that state's laws are, but he could possibly be entitled to half. Oh, that would be horrible.
That would be horrible. So the bottom line is, no matter what, the whole situation with Taylor and
Taylor Frankie
Dakota,
Paul.
I told you. Now, what'd I tell you?
Anybody with 3 names?
I told you.
3 first names is a problem.
I told you. Anybody with 3 names
3.
is a problem. It's a problem.
3 first names.
3 first names.
It's a problem.
That
but
is
the whole
hysterical.
thing is, it is very, very, very sad. It's sad.
I totally agree,
So
especially
back
with
to
that
the
baby being
Bachelorette.
in the room.
This is who I feel sorry for on The Bachelorette. According to TMZ, like, the first episode is all ready to go because it was airing on Sunday, and maybe 2 other episodes after that. The rest of it was still not done in post-production. It wasn't edited. It wasn't done. So there's a whole team of people that have been contracted to do that work, and now they don't have a job. They don't have a job. The other thing they talked about on TMZ is, when they do these specials like The Bachelorette, they'll get flights from whatever, United, and that's going to be a part of the package. Like, they're not going to pay for the flights because they're going to talk about it when it airs. Well, if it's not going to air, then all that revenue is gone.
Right.
So, and all these bachelors that, took time out of their life to come and leave their jobs.
Do they get paid for that?
Usually they don't. I mean,
contestant?
nominal.
Okay.
I shouldn't say not. They usually make like a nominal amount of money depending on how long they're there because they're not the name. They're not the draw.
Right.
Like, they're just kind of going on an open casting call. They're the ones who want to get their face out there.
Right.
And,
right?
The other thing Cousin Gina sent us was interesting because I didn't know this. I used to watch The Bachelor and Bachelorette years and years ago, but I've stopped. But I was going to watch this. The top 4 remaining, normally one of those 4, so on The Bachelorette, the top 4 bachelors remaining, one of them would be chosen to be the new bachelor on the next season of The Bachelor.
Yes.
So now you don't have anyone as a contender for that. So really, when you announce the next bachelor, there's really not any interest invested because we don't know these people.
Right. You're just starting out fresh again.
And you see how they made it to the top 4, you feel like you kind of know them and you're interested in them in some sort of way. We don't even have that. So now it's affecting the next season of The Bachelor. Which, again, I don't feel bad for these networks.
Right. And it was interesting that the gentleman that she chose, that she supposedly got engaged to, looks just like Dakota.
Oh, well, he'll be the next bachelor. So it was wrapped. Oh, yeah, because it was going to go.
Yeah.
So he'll probably be the next bachelor. Oh, he'll definitely be the next bachelor because who's not going to be interested in this guy now that he got this? I don't want to be rude.
Yeah.
This girl. I don't want to be rude because what I want to say is not going to be nice.
Don't say it. Don't do it.
I'm not saying
now they postponed the next season of Mormon Wives.
Well,
no, they stopped. They're in the middle of
filming. That's what I'm saying. They halted filming. Yeah.
They halted
there's
filming
that too.
Yeah. Honestly, what I think they should continue filming without Taylor. I think that we should get to see.
I agree with you.
Because the other women, first of all, they have given a lot. And they're the ones who said that they don't want to film with Taylor anymore because of this.
I don't blame them, especially if they've had to be witness to some of this.
Yes.
have been present during some of this. And this is the thing. This is an ensemble cast. You could be the biggest Taylor Frankie Paul fan out there. She's on an ensemble cast. She is not the show. Stop making these women feel like they are the show. It's not good.
So
it's not good for us
rumor
as
has it.
viewers or for them.
Yeah, I agree. Rumor has it if Taylor's out, Jessie would be the new
Hit
head
girl.
because Taylor was the lead, but rumor has it would be Jessie, which I could definitely see because again, she is the established businesswoman. She is the one who, this wasn't her whole life. She had a life prior to this. Unlike a lot of them that were just stay-at-home moms or single moms, Layla's a single mom.
Have to be what was Taylor's role in Mom Talk that made her head bitch in charge?
Because she spilled the beans.
The posting? Did she
spilled the beans.
No, but I mean, like in a business sense, the three of us are in a business, right? What made her think that she was the head of everything? Where now they're saying that Jessie's going to be the head of it.
It's not that she thought it. They all thought it. They all gave it to her. They all said that she was in charge. She was the one who brought them all together. She's the one, it was her and Miranda. So Miranda wasn't on the first season that you guys saw. Miranda was the
I saw
other
the
wife
reunion where she came back, though.
that she was swinging with, right? And so Miranda's husband at the time when they were swinging was this guy, Chase. Chase is on it now. Now we see Chase. Chase and Miranda are on it together. They're separated. They're co-parenting. Chase's brother, Mason, is on. He was dating Layla, but they're not dating anymore. So they gave her that title. It wasn't that she self-appointed herself. They all agreed that, Taylor was in charge. Because that's what the big thing was in the second season was that Whitney, it was the saints versus the sinners, right? Whitney wanted to be, right?
Yeah.
Whitney wanted to be.
You could tell that there was,
a little bit of rivalry, right?
Conflict. Yes, 100%.
Yeah. So the other thing is Nick Viall is the one who did the reunion for season 2. Stassi did it for season
reunion.
3.
He was horrible.
He was absolutely horrible. He said he is responsible for her being the Bachelorette because he said that she should be the next Bachelorette. And because ABC chose her, he said that that was his brilliant decision. I'm like, I don't know that I'd be touting that at this point.
Yeah,
Really?
you might want to.
How'd that work out?
Exactly.
Right. What were you thinking there?
Up. Yeah.
Nick, I mean, I don't really like Nick, to be honest with you. I do watch some of
No, I don't either.
his stuff because he does get some good guests on, but I don't particularly care for him because he's also from The Bachelor. That's where
I just feel like anytime anybody goes on his podcast, there's always, and listen, maybe he does it on purpose, but there's always backlash when the show, any reality TV show personalities, when they go on his podcast, when the shows resume, there's always strife between castmates because of something that happened on Nick Viall's podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's very possible. I'm not a huge fan of his. I'm not. And it's him and his wife.
I don't listen. I know.
Yeah. But again, I listen because I only listen when he's got a guest on that I want to hear about.
That you're interested in. Yeah.
He'll do a whole hour about nothing. And then I'll just skip to the guest I want to hear. I can't imagine doing a whole hour about absolutely nothing.
About nothing. Yeah.
No.
Right? I mean, I guess if you're getting paid, I mean, he's making a lot of money. So I don't know why I'm criticizing him because I
know he's doing something right.
We obviously are not.
Yeah. Wow.
So, Nick, if you want to sponsor us, we love you. You're our favorite podcast.
We'll stop shit talking you. If you do.
Let's do a collab.
Yeah.
Let's do a collab.
So what's everybody's prediction? Do you think this is just going to all float away and we're never going to see either one of them again? Do you think the network's going to wait a while
Dakota
and then put it out?
I think that Dakota got a big old payday. And I think that that quote that I gave you from her spokesperson is lining her up to get her own special to give her side of the story.
Or she's writing a book.
Or she's writing a book.
Yeah.
She's going to get her story out there and she's going to get paid to do it, is my take on it. And I think Dakota got a big-ass payday for this.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to air. I think it's going to go the way of the Ultimate Girls Trip that we'll never see with Caroline Manzo. I don't think we'll ever see this season. I don't think we will.
You think
and I think
that's
it's
it? You
unfortunate.
think season 5 will just go by the wayside of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
No, I think The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
I don't think we're ever going to see that season of The Bachelorette. I don't think we'll ever see that.
No, I think you're right there. But I agree with you. They should pick cameras back up on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Give
Without
these
her.
other girls the opportunities that they deserve. Like you said, they've all given some.
Yes.
And their
Yes.
husbands. Like, let them proceed without her.
Yes, that's what I think should happen. And Dakota, I don't really care. I don't care. I don't care what happens to Dakota. I really don't.
But I stand by if she were a man, this would be a much
Forget.
different conversation.
Oh, most definitely.
There would be no question we would never hear from that guy again. Cut off.
But so this is the thing. So she calls the cops. He didn't show the cops the video then?
She didn't call the cops.
I mean,
The
he
neighbor
called
The
the
neighbor called the cops.
Right. But he didn't show the cops the video then?
He dropped
No.
the charges.
Right.
He wound up
she pled
dropping the
guilty.
charges.
And then when he called the cops most recently, a couple weeks ago, she talked him out of going forward with it. And then his friend saw the marks on his neck because supposedly she was choking him with his necklace. And then the friend called the cops. So they are investigating this, and they are both giving two totally different stories. But I'll be honest with you, she is the violent one. We've never once seen him
What needs
raise a
to
hand.
happen is if this statement that she gave is true and he has been physical with her, I would imagine that somebody other than Taylor and Dakota would know about it.
I would think.
I would think that if other people have seen her be physical with him, there have been glimpses of him being aggressive or something with her.
Did she say physical or did she say physical?
After years of silently suffering extensive mental and physical abuse, as well as threats of retaliation, Taylor is finally gaining the strength to face her accuser.
Listen, it's just a sin and a shame that people in any reality show capacity have to make money off of bad behavior.
We all stop for a second and think of her poor children who are young now, but aren't always going to be young and are at some point going to know that their mother, not only was she a swinger with their father and outed it, she, was in a physical abusive relationship with somebody where she was also guilty of the physical abuse. And listen, this article says alleged. I'm not saying alleged because she was physically abusive to him in that video. We all saw
There's
it.
no alleged in that.
There's no allegedly, Now, and they're going to know that she filmed an entire show that can't even be filmed because it's just so messed up. Like, go get help. Go get help. Being famous is not that worth it to do this to your children. If you didn't have kids, have at it. But you have kids. They're number one.
Well, hopefully that will be the outcome, that they will both get help and no longer be in a relationship with each other in any capacity except for peaceably co-parenting their child.
Yeah, at some point you got to throw in the towel.
Yeah, and let's our viewers, if you could let us know, our listeners, let us know what your thoughts are. Like, where do you think this should go? What do you think should happen? What would be the ideal situation? Give us your thoughts.
Yeah. And in no way do any of us think that Dakota is innocent in this.
No.
At all.
No.
All right, so thank you for watching and listening. Please subscribe and give us 5-star reviews. Bye.
Bye.